Jason Nash recently went on a podcast and spoke out about his experiences dating Trisha Paytas. He explained that the reason why he never spoke up before was because he was concerned for his children who were receiving death threats at the time because of what Trisha was saying about him. So in an effort to keep his children safe and out of harm's way, he kept quiet about the lies that Trisha was telling.
Jason's the only one with kids here, but like if you know you're causing emotional damage, which they have to be, why it's a selfish move on both their parts to be doing this in a public forum.
I mean, the only thing I can relate it to is like when I was when my ex-girlfriend was coming after me.
This is Paytas?
Trisha? It was, what's her name?
Trisha.
Oh yeah, TP. Trish like fish. Yeah, no, I know. I'm kidding. Yeah. TP. Yeah, Trish. When she was coming after me, I never said anything because of how it would affect my kids. You know what I mean? Like that's just the biggest reason. Like, my son would get like DMs, "I'm going to kill you" and stuff like that. And so when you contribute to that, although it's tempting to want to defend yourself, like maybe in Addison's mom's case where she's like, she wants to say something, like you said, say one or two things. Yeah. It's tempting, and it's really hard not to grab your phone and be like, fuck you, like leave me alone. But yeah, that was why I never said anything. It was just because of my kids.
While speaking on his experience of dating her, he mentions the time that Trisha drove her car into his house and essentially held him hostage in that house for over 3 hours. And also goes on to explain that she would constantly threaten to off herself if he wouldn't hang out with her and if he wouldn't do what she said. Something she later admitted she did to manipulate him into behaving how she wanted him to so that she could control him.
Just like she was, I didn't like the relationship, and I couldn't get out because she threatened to ruin me and ruin all my friends. That's really what happened. And then eventually, she drove her car into my house and trapped me in my house for like 3 hours. I mean, I don't want to go into it, but time I was like editing videos, and she called me on like a Wednesday. She's like, "Hey babe, what's up?" And I was like, "Oh, nothing. I'm just posting my video." I'm like trying to stay on my schedule. Yeah. And she goes, "I want to go to the mall," and I was like, "I can't go to the mall today," And so I was like trying to be firm about it. I was like, "No, I can't go to the mall. I'll see you tonight." So I was like all proud of myself. Like, I put my foot down,
Good job, Jason.
Yeah. And then she called back like 5 minutes later, and she was like, "I'm going to fucking kill myself." She was like driving down Laurel Canyon, like swerving saying around, she's going to like drive her car off the road. And then long story short, we found her in a ditch with the police and shit like that. And even when she had already like really hurt me bad and we were broken up.
This is probably not good for me, but it was like, how am I supposed to leave someone that's going to hurt themselves?
I couldn't leave her because she was threatening suicide. Now it turns out she admitted that she was never going to commit suicide, but I would call her mom and be like, "She's threatening suicide." They wouldn't call me back.
There's been debate among drama channels over whether it was appropriate for Jason to speak up, with some channels condemning him for doing so because Trisha is pregnant. As if pregnancy absolves her from these criminal and abusive acts. And as if her victim has no right to speak out against them because of how well she is doing now and how happy she is. It's concerning that people seem to care more about her mood and mindset than that of the victim who has finally chosen to speak out about what he endured. Which he has every right to do. Trisha spent years lying about Jason, painting him as the abusive one in their relationship, knowing full well the whole time how abusive she was towards him and what she had done to him. When he finally speaks out to address things, people want to say that it's too late and that he shouldn't because she's pregnant. Meanwhile, they had no concern over the lies she told about this man and the treatment his poor children were receiving over it. To act as if he's in any way crossing a line is just another manipulative attempt for Trisha to control the narrative. And drama channels allowing her to do just that, like they've done for years by siding with her and making excuses for her abusive behavior just because of the attention and friendship she gave them. We're making this video to correct that false narrative and support Jason in speaking out as a victim of abuse. We refuse to silence him or allow others to.